I am from Scotland. I have to tell people that off the top, because if I don't, people spend the rest of the show wondering where my accent is from. Because people will talk to each other, they'll be like, this guy Irish, Newfoundland, but he looks German, you know, and it's a pain in the ass, right? And it's hard being a comedian with an accent. A guy came up to me after a show a while ago and he said, love the show, didn't understand the word. Sounded good though. You guys are quiet, but that's good. That's nice. Chuckle, I see the nice smiles, that's fine. During the pandemic, I got permanent residency of Canada. Thank you very much. Yeah, one person clapper. Yeah, you guys aren't sure. You're like, I don't know if we're into more Scottish people coming into Canada. I think we got enough. You guys are all from here, right? Canada. Yeah. Yeah. You don't look like a diverse crowd at all, but that's no. The reason why I was asking, becoming an immigrant in Canada is hard. One part of the process is this. I had to sit and pass an English language test. Yeah. I had to sit and pass an English language test to prove to the Canadian government that I am fluent and capable of speaking the only language I've ever known how to communicate in. $327 that cost me. That was pre-serb. That was a lot of money. Post-serb, no problem. Do you know how much pressure there is to pass an English test when you've only ever spoken English in your life? And if you don't pass it, you have to go back home. Do you know how embarrassing that would be if I got sent back home to Scotland? People, all my friends were just like, what are you doing back here in Scotland, John? I thought you were living in Canada. What happened to that? And I'd just be like, well, turns out I don't know how to speak the language. Like French? No. So it is hard. None of you, it's really hard. I'll tell you. Like when you think, like, I was like, no problem. I don't need to study. And I got there. I'm like, how do you write again? I had to write a letter with a pencil. I was like, when was the last time? One, I wrote a letter, and two, held a pencil in my hand. It's stressful. I passed. And then I applied for permanent residency. Then the Canadian government asked me to provide evidence of the last 10 years of employment. Nosy bunch of cunts of Canadian immigration, I'll be honest, asking a lot of questions. And I was walking my way through all my old jobs. And I actually forgot, when I first moved to Canada, I worked in a Tim Hortons for half an hour. 30 minutes, that's how long I lasted at Timmy's. Here's what happened. I moved to Canada, didn't know anyone, didn't know what Tim Hortons was at all, right? Got a job, Tim Hortons, down on King Street, you know, downtown. Do you know, in those like underground food courts, you know, the ones that I'm talking about in the Path? You know what the Path is, right? Everyone in Toronto, we all know what the Path is, but no one in Toronto knows how to use the Path. Not one person. It's the most confusing thing, terrifying thing. Once you go in, there's just like, which is east, which is west? You're like, it's just like Tim Hortons, Starbucks, Rexall, drugstore, Tim Hortons store, you know? It just, and you can't, once you go in, you can't get back out, right? It's like, my theory is that people that work in Quiznos in the Path walked in there one day trying to get a shortcut to Yonge and Dundas Square, got lost, and then they're just like, well, I work here now, you know? I gotta eat, you know? So I get a job there, Tim Hortons, Monday morning, 9 o'clock. They don't give me any training, by the way. They just toss me in, and it's just me and a bunch of other immigrants. They don't speak English. I don't speak English. Everyone's freaking out. And they put me on the front counter, and they open up the shutter, and there's just like 100 pissed off Canadian people that haven't had coffee yet, which is a terrifying sight for a new immigrant, right? Just snaking their way down the food court, just looking angry as anything, right? And the first woman in line, she comes up to me. She says, what kinds of Timbits do you have? And I was like, what the fuck are Timbits? I had no idea. And she's like, what? And I was like, what are you saying? She's like, Timbits. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And she just kept saying, what kind of Timbits? And I was like, Timbits isn't a word. I passed my English language test. This was not on the test. And then she's like, can I speak to your manager? And I was like, I think I'm the manager. I don't know. And then I left and I came up to the top. I met her in the top. Very weird situation. I think about that woman once a day for the last 10 years. Can you imagine going into Tim Hortons and asking the most Tim Hortons question that you could ask, and then the person's like, what? You know? But then I realized I was like, I felt bad about that for a very long time. But then I realized that in Tim Hortons, all the Timbits are on display. So this person was just lazy. So I don't feel bad about that anymore. I do like living in Canada. I think Canadian people are kind of weird though. Is everyone here Canadian? Yeah, Canadian people are weird. You guys are all weird, right? You know, yeah. Right? I also love that I just got heckled by a dog in the middle of that joke. That was great. I love that. Canadian people get up to some strange things. Like in the summertime, Canadian people love to go to the cottage. That's what Canadian people love to do. I've lived in this country for 10 years. Never been invited to the cottage once. Never once. Where is it? I just want to go. Where is this cottage? Right? And I hate people that have cottages. I'm sorry if you have a cottage. I hate you. I hate you, and I hate you for the reason is, one, you don't invite me. Two, you're always posting about it on Instagram, right? You see this all through the summer. There'll be on Instagram. There'll be someone in a kayak for some reason, right? Overlooking a beautiful sunset. And then they'll just post the most inspirational bullshit quote, right? Just like, just living my best life at the cottage, you know? And I'll see that on my phone. I'm like, fuck you, I hope you get eaten by a beaver, you know? They're always posting about it on Facebook. You'll see this on the lead up to a long weekend. People will be like, going cottaging this weekend. That's what Canadian people say, right? They go, going cottaging, like it's some sort of boast, right? But here's the thing, guys. The word cottaging, where I come from in Scotland, does not mean going to a cottage. The word cottaging, where I come from in Scotland, means when one, two, several men, strangers, go to a park late at night, after dark, they meet up, they go into the bush, they hug, they kiss, they hold hands, they have sex. That's what cottaging means in Scotland, right? You can Google that afterwards, right? Never been invited to that one either. So now every time someone's like, going cottaging this weekend, I'm always like, you know? And I'm like, well, have fun, and remember to use protection. And they're like confused. They're like, protection? Protection from what, John? The sun? I'm like, yeah, someone's sun for sure. Yes. You guys enjoy the lockdown? You guys pro lockdown? No, I'm pro lockdown. I'm pro lockdown. I'm pro lockdown because I know this is going to sound ironic coming out of a Scottish man's mouth, but I am sober. I'm a sober Scottish person. It's like seeing a unicorn in the wild. It's not a thing you see a lot of. I'm a sober person, so like when the lockdown happened, right? My life, I don't have much of a life outside of comedy, right? So when lockdown happened, they were like, stay in your house. And I was like, I am. And then a month later, they're like, no, really? Stay in your house. Don't go out unless you have to. And don't talk to anyone. And I'm like, cool. Not a problem. And then they're like, we'll give you $2,000 if you do. And I'm like, not necessary, but I'll take it. You know? And I sit in my house, the richest I've ever been in my life. And buying the most stupid. Oh, here we go. Dog doesn't like it. Dog's like, why weren't you working during lockdown? So what was I talking about? This fucking dog just never bring animals to a comedy show. So they were like, cool. I was in lockdown, right? So here's the thing, right? I'm sober, so I don't get invited. I don't have a big social calendar, but not only am I sober, I'm also a vegan, right? I'm a sober vegan. I don't get invited to a lot of parties. There's never been a party that's happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're like, you know what would make this better? John, you know, turn up with my kombucha, you know, like what's going on, right? And not only, see, this is the thing, I hate even saying that, like, I'm like, and I get who I am, like, not only am I a sober vegan, I'm a white, male, 40-year-old, middle-aged, sober vegan, immigrant who rides a bicycle. I am the most hated man in society. There's a lot of problems in the world. I think you could all come collectively together and hate me and would solve world peace. So one of the reasons why I'm pro lockdown is because I don't like being out in public other than comedy, right? I don't like being at parties too much. I don't mind going to parties, right? I hate going to, like, say, a barbecue, right? Because I know that there will never be any food for me, and that's fine. I made my choices. That's fine. I'm not one of those vegans. You know how some vegans are like, I know I keep saying the word cunts, and I don't know if that offends you, but I'm Scottish, so I'm allowed to say it, right? You know, like, a lot of vegans are cunts, right? Let's be honest, they are. But a lot of people who eat meat are also cunts, right? Like, for example, right, one of the most famous vegetarians, vegans of all time, Adolf Hitler, who we can all agree is a bit of a cunt, right? We can all agree that. I don't think there's any debate. Adolf Hitler, as much as he had compassion for animals, bit of a cunt, right? But on the other spectrum of that, you got Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson, who only eat meat. Also, bits of cunts, right? And like Joe Rogan, for example, Joe Rogan is a person who says that we should only eat meat, but not only should we only eat meat, we should hunt our own meat. We should hunt. Joe Rogan would be happy if everyone hunted and killed their own elk. And I was like, Joe, I live in Ronsonsville. Where am I going to find elk loose in the wild, right? The only thing I'm hunting in Ronsonsville is MILFs, you know? So I don't get invited to a lot of barbecues, but this is, and the reason why I don't like being out as well is because this always happens, and I don't like it, right? I don't have a problem being at parties. I'll be at a party, right? Just like, you know, I don't know what you do at parties, right? Just in the corner, dance, you know, dancing. I don't know what happens at parties. And then someone will offer me a burger, and they'll say, do you want a burger? And I'll say, no, thank you. End the conversation. That should be the end of the conversation. If you ask someone if they want something, say no, that should be the end of the conversation, right? Not when you're at a party and someone's got food. Then they go, come on, have a burger. Come on, eat this burger. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Twice, no. That, again, should be the end of the conversation. Then they'll be like, how not? Why don't you want this burger? And I'll be like, actually, I don't eat meat. And I'll never tell people I'm vegan because, you know, this is what happens, right? People will be like, don't eat meat? Well, are you one of the vegans? And I'll be like, yes, I am. And then at that point, I'm looking for the door because this is when things get... Because here's the thing. I don't know if any of you guys vegans? No, right? Here's the thing. This is what happens. There's a hacky joke that people tell. They'll go, how do you know when someone's a vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you, right? But that's not the case, right? People, you just end up having to tell them because you're trying to force feed meat on you, right? And then, after they find out, people have just been waiting their whole life to, like, tell you their opinion about why veganism is wrong or their argument about why they can't be vegan. And frankly, I don't care, right? I don't care. You're all going to hell. I'm not. It's fine. I'll be in heaven with Hitler. You know, it's fine, right? But this is what happens, right? Someone will be like, I get it, John. I know you want to save the world and, you don't want to kill animals and you want to be healthy and all that, right? But like, if we didn't eat cows, John, what would happen to all the cows? Where would they go? That's like people's biggest concern. What would happen to all the cows? Suddenly, these people that eat meat are concerned about the health of the cows, right? Just like, I'd be like, I don't know, just let them do their thing, right? You know, wouldn't it be nice if you just walked out this alley and you seen a couple of cows walking around? Be nice. A couple of pigs running around. It's better than the fucking raccoon, right? And then I'm not one of those vegans that say we should save all the animals. There's some animals that we can do without. Raccoons are one of them. Skunks. That's enough. We don't need a skunk for any reason. We don't need an animal whose only purpose in life is to fart on you. You know, we don't need that, right? We can get rid of skunks. And then they're suddenly concerned, and then they'll try and hit you up with their argument against veganism. They'll go like, well, what about almond milk, John? That takes up that. What about almond milk? It takes a lot of water to make almond milk, John. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't care. I don't give, right? But this is the one thing that they always ask, and this is when I have to leave. This is what people always ask about veganism is they'll say, I get that you're a vegan, John, but where do you get your protein? Have you heard that? Do you ever wonder that about vegans, right? People always ask me that. It's a weird question, right? First of all, you don't have to worry about where you get your protein from, right? Number one, none of you are professional athletes. You're never going to be professional athletes. You don't need to worry about your protein intake whatsoever. You're not a linebacker for the Chicago Bears. Don't worry about it, right? But then they'll always ask me as if it's like the Trump question, right? And I don't know. Like, no one knows what protein is. Not one person. Could you explain what protein is? No, you couldn't, right? You could give me a half idea. No one knows. But people are very concerned about people that don't eat meat, where they get it from, right? And it kind of annoys me because they always ask me a question. I'm like, I don't know. Here's what I do. I eat food. I go to bed at night, and I wake up in the next morning and go, oh, thank God I didn't die. And then I go on with the next day, right? That's what happens, right? So now I get annoyed with that answer, right? So I've made up an answer that I always give to people. They go, so where do you get your protein from, John? And this is the answer. I'll say once a week, I go around to your mom's house and I eat her pussy. I'll eat your mom's meaty pussy. And that's the only meat that I will put in your mouth. I know that's a gross joke, guys. I forgot the end of that, but that's okay. That's a new thing I'm trying out. People don't like it, but that's okay. We've got time, guys. Okay, one last joke. It's a bit that was a bit disgusting, right? I get that, right? I get it. I don't. Okay, I'll tell you this, and then I'll get the way. Summertime is a bad time for Scottish people. This weather is disgusting, right? I am just under this shirt. I am pink. I'm like a lobster. It's disgusting. I'm sweating. I'm like, you know, people are always like white people this, white people that. I'm a Scottish person. I've never been white in my life. I don't identify as a white person, right? Because wintertime, Scottish people were purple. We're purple, we're blue, we're see-through, right? We're like you ever seen like a piece that, did you hear that? Okay, good. Thought I was having a stroke for a second. You know? And then in the summertime, pink, lobster, never white. Purple, pink, not a white person, right? But I don't like the wintertime in Canada. I don't like the wintertime for this reason, right? Because I don't like the wintertime because Canadian people will not allow me to talk about how cold it gets. That's the thing, right? Because like I'll be talking to my friend, right? January minus 16, I'll turn to my friend and be like, it's really cold today, brr, you know? And they'll look at me and they're disgusted, like, this isn't cold, John. Just you wait. It gets a lot colder here in Canada in the wintertime. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I've lived here 10 years, just making small chat for fuck's sake, right? And the thing is, like, Canadian people get very competitive about the temperature in other cities in Canada than the one that they're currently in. You guys probably do this too, right? I'll be having a conversation, right? I'll mention the weather. Someone will get visibly upset. They'll be like, oh, you think Toronto's cold, John? You should try spending the winter in Montreal. That's a proper Canadian winter. So cold in Montreal in the wintertime, people speak French. Someone will be like, Montreal, I'm from Winnipeg. Sometimes in Winnipeg it gets as cold as minus 40, minus 50 with a wind chill. What do you think about that, John, huh? And I'll be like, that sounds shit. Kind of people live in Winnipeg, psychopaths, right? And then someone else who's not even in the conversation will come running over and just be like, have you ever spent February in the Yukon, John? That's the proper Canadian winter. So cold in February in the winter in the Yukon, John, the people sleep in the freezer just to keep warm. So cold in February in the Yukon, John, fucking hell. Stop playing music and my punchline. Where's Lars? I think that's my name. Lars, you'll never know the end of that joke because the music played and it just ruined nothing. So guys, give it up for Lars. Thank you very much.
John MOSTYN, everyone. It was not me, John. It was the DJ. That was the DJ. Give it up for John. This may be a weird thing to say, but I was, I don't know if you guys want to admit this, but I was, during that set, I was just like, please, 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 please. In my head, I'm like, please, please, please. I love that accent. You guys I fucking love it. I can listen to different people's accent. Melissa, you have an accent, yeah?
Do I?
Don't you? Irish?
Still? I lived there for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
You got it. You got it. Yeah. I was when I'm watching John, I was like, please. I was just like, please. When I wake up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man. I was like, please just sing some Proclaimers. I fucking love Proclaimers. Guys, we got 3 more fantastic guests here. Your next guy, he runs Renegade Comedy. He's done shows across the country, one of the hottest up-and-coming stars in Canada right now. Done a ton of TV and film. You've probably seen him already. Please give it up for Kyle Lucy, everyone. Kyle Lucy. Yo, DJ. Hit the music.
You guys going for Lars, everybody. God damn. Never met a comedian DJ before. You guys, your back's returned, but I was like flirting with Lars. I was like, can you play Tool? It'd really be cool if you play Tool right now. How the hell you guys doing, man? Woo. Hell yeah. Woo. Wouldn't it be crazy if a plane engine just crushed all of us right now, or what? Would you guys even care? Or you'd be like, you know what? In today's economy, I want to die. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, let me just get right into it. A lot of people ask me, Kyle, you're easy on the eyes, pretty funny guy. Why don't you have a girlfriend, my guy? Let me explain my situation a little bit, okay? I have $40. And ladies, you can't have any of my $40. I'll never have more. That's all I got. That's all I'll ever have. But I do have a business on the side, guys. I'm a personal trainer. I see you wearing a little bit of a sweatband. Maybe you are in the fitness industry as well.
I work outside.
Okay, fellow juice head, what's going on? Hello. Sorry, I gotta take this. But I'm just being an idiot right now. That's so funny. Sorry, I gotta take this. No, I'm a personal trainer on the side. This is crazy. I just like tell people this sometimes. Very similar to this setup. Someone from one of my comedy shows was like, hey, can you train me? I go, yeah, sure, man. Don't know who this guy is. I train people like in my garage. He comes to my garage. I'm spotting him on bench. You know when you're like grabbing the elbows? And I'm like, well, this guy's naughty. He just goes like, I do TRX, bro. I think I know what bench press is. So I'm spotting him on bench, right? And I'm grabbing his elbows and we're like, 1, 2. He's like 3, 4. And I'm like 5, 6, and this guy's just like, the Holocaust never happened. I'm like 7, 8, 9. I got him all the way to 10, bro. And I had to drop him as a client because, ladies and gentlemen, you never want to make a racist strong. You know what I'm talking about? You want to leave these guys weak, like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. And not even to be a hero, I just didn't want this guy like posting a shirtless selfie, like absolutely shredded, like, well, time to kill the Jews. Thank you, Kyle Lucy, for granting me your strength, and like tagging me on that shit. My career cannot handle that. Anyway, guys, now you guys know. You guys want me to train you? How about this? Every time I do a joke and it bombs, we'll all do 20 burpees. You know what I'm saying? Let's get if I don't give you an ab workout by laughing, I'm going to fucking like do some HIIT training right now. You got 2 more in you. Do you want it? Do you want that summer body? It's August. How bad do you want that summer body? I had a guy try to fight me a couple days ago. This guy like stopped me in my tracks. He looked me up and down and he goes like, yo, I'm a bad Montang. You guys know what the hell that means? I don't. Like, I'll say it the way he said it. He goes wagwan waist ute. I'm a bad Montang. Now, here's the thing, guys. I don't take any crap, okay? I'm not a pushover. I'm not a wuss. He goes, I'm a bad Montang. I was like, hey, listen here, pal. I'm good at badminton, too. You don't see me bragging about it, right? Now, frig off! Are you guys friggin' scared or what? Do you guys speak English? No, I'm kidding. That'd be cool if you guys didn't. If you guys all like left the show and you were like, "Okay," I know that's an English word, but I meant to say like something in French. Okay. What do you guys? What do you do for a living over here? I feel like honestly, you guys are like. I feel like you are like the type of teacher that inspires the children to like want to be their best selves.
Are you looking at me?
I totally am. Yeah. Every time I look at you, I'm just like I feel like I could be doing better in my life when I look into your eyes. I look into your eyes and be like, honestly, I shouldn't drink so much. I should be drinking more water. I don't know what I'm doing. Miss Delaney's always so nice to me.
No, you're okay. I drink a lot.
Okay, yo, let's do a cake stand right now. Let's send it to the principal and be like, you fucking suck, you turd. I'm with Miss Delaney right now, my guy. She's way cooler than you. Let's send it to a random principal, to a school. Because you could just Google that, right? You could just Google like St. Patrick's School and the principal just shows up. Let's find his contact information, do a cake stand and say, you say that you quit? Frig this place. I'm with Kyle now and we're drinking. And just you'll have no idea what it is. Anyway, and then you could be in it too. You'd be like, I was a teacher's assistant, bitch. I don't know. I feel like, okay, so what did you do? I just glossed right over that.
Yeah, I'm not a teacher at all.
What are you?
Investor services at a bank.
Oh my God, you're a baller, yo. Are all you guys like super rich? That's why you're not laughing at my point. You answered that too quick. No. When you were bragging about having $40, I was actually getting envious. I will give me your $40. It's so funny if I'm walking by you and just grab my wrist really tight. You still got those $40, kid? Give me your $40. Just have like a friggin' anyway. What do you do over here? Construction. Dude, you look too smart to be doing. Are you like the guy in the tower? Like, build it over here.
I wish.
Oh fuck, man. I feel like okay. And what do you do over here?
Social work.
Social work. Find me a better home, man. I'm fucking bombing up here. Okay. And
Landscape designer.
damn. Well, I'm a comedian. If you guys didn't know that already, hello. My name's Kyle. This is what you guys are showing up to my work, and I bet you anything, you're all better at your jobs than I am at mine. I could bet you that. Actually, you guys can't tell, but I urinated. I'm kidding. Do you guys feel like COVID is like making? I don't know. What do you guys feel? The mask, right? We're all not wearing masks. Personally, here's my stance on the mask. Okay. I wear the mask everywhere I go. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like an anti-masker, but for me, it's not to protect myself from germs, and it's 100% just so I don't get in trouble. Like that's just my. Because today I dropped my mask in pigeon shit. I put it right back on my face. Like I was like in the TTC, like getting like, can I get 8 tokens? I had a Cadbury egg on my lips. I'm like, yeah, I got a token or whatever. Who cares, right? You're all shaking your head. I've never washed my mask since COVID started. I'm like, I should probably wash this thing. It's been in my back pocket for like fucking 8 months. I take it out. I'm like, there's a cigarette butt in there and like a fucking roach. John, I'm like, he was talking about protein. That's how I got mine, is all the roaches that are in my mask. I just wrap it around my face and people are like, are you chewing gum? I'm like, sure. Just chewing those dang roaches, bro. You guys don't eat roaches? What the hell? How was the crowd last night? They didn't eat roaches. They just did not get my vibe. No one in the crowd eats bugs. What the hell am I supposed to even do up here? That's all I prepared was eating bug jokes for my fucking audience. Are you guys happy to be out and about, drinking some freaking beer on a damn ass patio and shit? Feels good. Lockdown made me turn insane. I was like, I didn't leave my house for like 8 weeks. At one point, I looked in the mirror and my reflection was Willem Dafoe dressed as Green Goblin. Out am I? I was like, I dropped my glass or whatever. Tobey Maguire was there. It was nuts. Freaking, I don't know, man. Yeah, you ever see? Do you guys watch like TikTok videos? You guys on TikTok, or should I? They both shook their head. They're like, dude, we have jobs. We covered this. We're not on fucking TikTok. Well, I don't know if you've seen like YouTube videos or whatever. We're like, you don't even really need TikTok for this joke. I don't even know why. Hey, man, I feel like I'm also on a game show right now. That when the music plays, I'm just like, oh damn, now I don't have the 50-50 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You should play that when a joke bombs. Wah 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 wah. Just sucks. Wouldn't it be so crazy if like you were doing stand-up and no one was laughing, and then Alien, you know, Alien, like in the horror movie Alien, that tail just goes like, just like step, and like turns you around and just eats you or whatever. You guys are like, yo, honestly, I don't know if that was a joke, but that was hilarious. My favorite part of the show is when Alien came down and killed that comic and fucking ate him with his tiny mouth inside his bigger mouth. You guys watch Alien or no? You guys aren't on TikTok. You don't eat bugs. You don't watch Alien. What the fuck's going on? My dad always used to like get mad and shit, but he'd like embarrass himself. My dad, when he got mad, he thought he was being like a badass. He's like, my dad, one time he got mad. He's like, I'm like the Undertaker. Like, I was like, what? This guy literally was yelling at the clerk from Home Depot, like one of the people behind the counter. And I was like holding him back. He's like, yeah, you think I give a shit? Huh? Well, let me tell you this, pal. I haven't shit in years. I was like, come on, man. I was like trying to like calm the guy down. I'm like, you shit sometimes. I swear, I saw it. Sometimes he takes okay. I swear to God, my dad shits. If you guys are doubting me, I have pictures and videos. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna everyone turn their AirDrop on. No, I'm kidding. Just like, just it doesn't go through your phone because it's just like the file's too big. It's like literally days of footage. Just my dad shitting. Told ya. Okay. Home Depot is trying to slander my father. He also. You guys aren't digging this premise. I don't know why I'm really getting into it. I have a girlfriend. You guys, are you guys together over here? Cool. So, do you guys have significant others? No. Hey, man. Single life. I had a girlfriend before, but we're not together anymore. I kept embarrassing myself at parties. I'm a very sensitive man. Okay, and she brought me to this party one time, and there was another man there trying to big dog me in front of my freaking girl, bro. I go to the dang ass party. There's this guy there who hugs her. I go to shake his hand. He just hugs her. Okay. And then he turns to me and he goes like this. He goes, Robert Dench, PhD. Trying to big dog me in front of my girl. So I had to big dog him, right? So that I wasn't like the loser in this situation. So I was like, cool, man. Kyle Lucy, cannibal. You know what I mean? Get away from me, right? And then I lunged at him. I'm not a fighter. I'm a biter. You guys cannibals? Ah, man. Last night I did a show they all were. That's why I asked. You guys ever like take off all your clothes and run into the forest on all fours, charging at hunters and yelling, pick on someone your own size? Not that type of crowd. That face you just made, you were like, hey. That's the I'm going to order an Uber after the next comic face. I'm going to go actually leave. No, okay. Trying to think. I want to do a backflip off this fucking stage. I think that would be rad. Okay, see you guys. Because just enough people, you guys should hold up numbers. They're actually just judges. Oh yeah, I have this new one. Okay, like I know you guys are looking at me and you're like, wow, this guy's so friggin' cool. How do I become as cool as this lad? Is that the vibe or am I wrong? That is the vibe, right? That I'm pretty rad?
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure, right? But I used to be a wigger. I wasn't always this normal person. I used to always have like a blue bandana out of my back pocket. Like, and what was so funny is that I had a speech impediment where those little kid voices where they can't pronounce their R's. I was like, I was literally sunglasses and a bandana. I was like, you guys want to play freeze tag? Like thinking I was like hard. Was not hard. I've never been hard. What? But yeah, I can't get hard. Okay, sorry. Pardon me. I was actually reading off my other notes. That was meant for my doctor. I can't get hard. And then I go to my doctor tomorrow and then I just start telling him jokes. Keep screwing that up. No, but literally I was like a wigger or whatever. And like, you can leave. If you need to leave, just don't even feel any way. Honestly, don't even. If anyone, can you guys honestly, it's even better if you guys all leave right now. Do you mind just all leaving and all, because I need to tell the dog something. Something happened last night. I gotta talk to the dog. Okay, now that she's gone. No, I'm kidding. Just literally. No, I was like a wigger or whatever. And in grade 8, my school was going to have a production, a play of Aladdin. And I wanted the part for Aladdin. And to audition, you had to sing a song that was closest to your heart. That's what my school said. Sing a song that's closest to your heart. But I was a wigger, though. Right? So all these kids were auditioning with like tomorrow, and like, hello, my sweetie, hello, my darling. And what's crazy is I actually missed the audition. So the music teacher had to like stay after school, unlock the music room, and instead of like me auditioning with like 40 other kids, it was just him and me for the audition. And then, but I was a wigger, so I go in front of him to audition, and he's like, okay. In his head, he's like, I waited all day. I missed dinner with my wife. This better be good. And it's like Kyle Lucy auditioning for the role of Aladdin. And I went up there as a wigger, and I was like, trying to catch me riding dirty. Literally, the guy was so mad. He like stood up, and he's just like, I'm telling the principal, this is a waste of my time. Like, I wasn't trying to punk him. I honestly felt like that was going to get me the role. I mean, if I was like a gangster or whatever, wouldn't that be cool? I could at least play Jafar, you know what I'm saying? Or even like, just like if I was Aladdin, wouldn't it be cool to mix it up a bit? Just like the musical Aladdin with rap, like, I could show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Then a little white boy comes out with a do-rag and goes like, I got that right temperature. Just like starts jamming halfway through. You're like, yo, this fucking play's sick, dude. It was cool. They had wiggers. They had a genie and another white boy. All right. I'm going to say one more joke, guys, and then I'm actually going to climb up this way and leave off the roof. And for my final performance, it's like, get run over by the 501. That'd be so crazy. What would you guys all stand up and clap like this? Magnificent poise. Oh, bro, honestly, the best joke I just did, you didn't get to hear it. It was about Aladdin. I know that means nothing. Okay, I'm going to say one more joke, guys, and then I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for listening to me so far. I love all of you guys very intimately. All of you mean very much to me, and I'm happy to say at the end of this show, I'm going to get all of your first and last names tattooed on my body somewhere. So write them down and make sure the spelling's right, because what do we do? This dog just started biting my leg and just pulled me off. Stop pissing, I can't stop. But I worked in restaurants for years, and I don't know why, because I'm like a fucking terrible server. Like I'm not good at all. Dude, I swear to God, we live in the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? This is like the programming going off. This is a glitch in the Matrix. No, literally. So I worked in a restaurant. I'm like such a bad server, bro. Like one time I worked in this like pizza place, and this like lady came in with her daughter, and she was like rubbing the daughter's back, like classic white lady. And she's like, my little Tamara can't have any gluten. Can you accommodate us? And then my owner like did the same way. He's like, we actually are known for a gluten-free pizza. That hurt my neck just doing that. Like I heard a crack. She's like, yes, we can accommodate. And so literally I go in, the daughter, like I'm the server, I go in to like take their order. I'm like, hey, what could I get you? And the mom's like, oh, we already spoke to your owner, a gluten-free pizza. I'm like, right, I actually heard you say that. And then I wasn't listening, and I gave the daughter a normal pizza, and she ate it. You know what I mean? And her head got all big. She's like, oh, I'm in pain. And they left, and I was just pissed off. I'm like, they could have tipped. You know what I mean? We live in the city. 15% is the standard. Like, I'm not a good person or server. The worst one is when I worked at this restaurant where, like, literally the owner of the restaurant was, like, crazy. And I worked brunch there. It's like a nightclub at night, and it's brunch, like, during the day or whatever. So, literally, he wanted us to be, like, flair bartending. You guys know flair when you're, like, flipping and stuff. Now, that's sexy when it's, like, with alcohol. You know what I mean? Because you have a shot of vodka, you like pour it this way, and the hot bartender's flexing. You're like, you're gonna get late tonight, kid. You know what I mean? It's sexy. but he wanted me to do flair like during brunch with like butter and coffee and shit. I'm like he's like, make the bulletproof coffee, put MCT oil, and then I want you to flip the butter behind your arm. I'm like, no one's getting laid with butter, bro. I hate to break it to you. Hey, you know fucking pig fat? Let's fuck. No one, that's never happening ever. So I just didn't listen to him. And when it was time to make a bulletproof coffee, I didn't prep the butter the way he wanted me to. So I just got a spoon and like opened the butter and I just like hung over, just scraped it in the blender and pressed on and gave it to a lady. And then when it was time for me to check on her bulletproof coffee, I look at the coffee, you know, the aluminum foil in the butter, there was like hundreds of shards of aluminum foil in her coffee. And she's just drinking it and it's just cutting her insides to shit, right? I was like, holy shit, like I could get sued. Like my life could be over. So I go in, quality check on her, and I go, like, hey, how are we enjoying everything? And she goes, this coffee, and like holds it up to the light. And the whole restaurant just looks at all the aluminum foil inside of her coffee that I made. I'm like, yeah, what about that coffee? She goes, this coffee? I didn't know you put gold flakes in it. It's delicious. And she chugged the whole thing, bro. I was like, we actually do that. Yes. And I like made her sign a waiver or whatever. But anyway, guys, you guys have been such a lovely audience. My name is Kyle Lucy. If you liked what you heard tonight, I will be on the news later. You can look for the headline, Oshawa local hangs himself in one-bedroom apartment. Have a great night, guys. Give it up for Lars, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Kyle Lucy. You will be on the news later. He's going to do it. He's going to do a backflip. He's going to be backflipping all night. All right. How are you? You visited the bathroom. Did you notice the fancy attachment? The bidet, yes.
I did not try it. I thought that would
Good
be
call. Yeah, is that too much? Yeah, not the first time. Yeah. You don't have a bidet on the first date, right? You don't have a bidet on the first date. Ease yourself into it. I actually want to start a bidet company. I want to start a bidet company called Bob's Bidets. Does anyone else own a bidet? I own kazoos and
She now wants to go and try it.
go for it. Just start it on low first. And the warm water there's not so much warm water. It's mostly coldish water. So brace yourself, but it feels good. I want to start a bidet company. So no one else, you don't own a bidet? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to show you. I think I might be able to sell bidets to people because I have, in my head, I've invented a bidet company and I wrote the jingle. I think like Sleep Country Canada, I'm just going to base my entire business model solely based on a jingle. I just have a warehouse full of bidets and a jingle and that's it. No business plan. So it goes something like this. For Bob's Bidets is going to be the name of the company. Come on down to Bob's Bidets, because with the bidet, you're always rim job ready. Bob's Bidets. Don't tell me, Gabriel, that's not the best fucking bidet jingle you've ever heard in your goddamn life. It is. Not probably. Stop. You said earlier you were like, hopefully, probably they're nice houses. You said probably that was the best bidet jingle. Not probably. Guaranteed. Just say guaranteed, Lars. Guaranteed by far. Thank you. It's amazing what you can tell people to do when you're in an alley with them. Guys, I actually did a crazy show. You're an ex-comedian. One of my most memorable shows in my career was pre-pandemic about 2 years ago. We were in Gravenhurst in Muskoka, which sounds amazing. Our gig was at the Gravenhurst Jug City. The Jug City. And you might be looking at me thinking Jug City sounds like a Gravenhurst strip club. Not a strip club. It is a gas station / convenience store in Muskoka. We drove 2 hours from Toronto to go. That's how much we care about doing this. We were doing stand-up in a Jug City, like the convenience store was there. I was standing next to a worm machine. Next to me, there was a machine full of worms. During the show, a guy was like, hey, man, you here for the show? And he's like, no, I'm just going to buy some worms. I was on stage while a guy was buying worms next to me. And I did that little bidet jingle. And there was a guy and his wife in the front row. And I asked him, does anyone want a bidet? And the dad shook his head no. And the daughter shook her head yes. And so I was like, what's going on? And right in the middle of the show, they started having a bidet debate. So I'm trying to do a comedy show, and they're debating bidets right in front of me, having a bidet debate. And I'm at the show, and I was like, this is not how I planned this going. All of a sudden, we're doing a bidet debate. It was really weird. Have you guys ever been to a bidet debate? Never just been in a group of people, and all of a sudden they're debating bidets and just bidet debate, dun, 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 bidet debate, dun, 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 bidet debate. Dun, 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 dun. You either know what's happening right now and you're like, okay, I'm on board with this, or you're looking at me right now being, I don't know what the fuck happened. We went off the rails with bidets. One of the craziest things about that show, and it reminds me of this show, it was at a place called Deb's Comedy Den in the Gravenhurst Jug City. Deb's a wacky lady that puts on wacky shows. She's a wacky blonde. I think I'm now the new Deb here in Comedy Alley. We started that show. There was no audience. We started this show. There was literally no audience. All the comedians were in the back, like, kind of, we're going to do this show. She's like, if there's no show, I'll just pay your gas money. You guys can go on your way. I'll buy dinner. So we're basically canceling the show. And next thing we know, we turn, and Deb, aka me in this case, but I'm the Deb here. I'm the Comedy Alley Deb, Lars. She's just on stage, and we're like, oh, I guess we're starting the show. So your next comedian, she was the first. Deb was hosting. Then she came up, did the show, her whole set, 15-minute set, to no one. Right at the end of her set, she walks off stage. 10 people come in, just fucking pumped for a show. They had all been out for dinner. They were planning on a show. They were just running behind. And they walk in like just bulls in a china shop, Jug City, all ready for the show. And then she got to come up and she did back-to-back sets, once with no crowd and then once with a hot crowd of 10 people in a Gravenhurst Jug City. One of the most memorable shows of my life. And she's here. She's going to do it again for you guys tonight. Please give it up for Anna Menzies, everyone. Anna Menzies.
Thank you so much, Lars. Good up for him. I'm so glad that you're self-aware about that. Like, if I've done Jug City, I could do this. 4 of you, it's like a double date with strangers. I walked up the stairs with half of you. I know you're Gabe. This is what happens when a social worker and a construction worker walk into an alleyway. You guys on a first date?
No.
Thank God, right? It'd be a last date. You guys together for a while?
Yep.
Nice. What made you do this? You're like, thunderstorm, still gonna come?
Good stand up.
Yeah, there haven't been shows for a while. You guys used to go to a lot? Cool. You've never seen me?
No, unfortunately not.
That's good. That's fine. No expectations. What's up in the back? On a date? No, just
That's my sister.
so no. Thanks for coming. We didn't have to do this, but we are. My name's Anna. That's short for anaphylaxis. Gonna be 87 in just 60 years. You know, say what you want about John Tory, but he got hot. You guys, anybody here use Facebook? Still? The show's being streamed on Facebook. I don't know who for who. Hopefully not my dad. Are you guys familiar with that dollar store group? It's pretty much the only reason I log on. It's just like a group of women being like, I just spent $64, gonna restart my life at Dollarama, and then they show what they bought. It's really fun. And then there's my dad. He's in his 70s now, and he uses Facebook in a way that would only make sense if he was a celebrity. Like, he'll make a status at 9 a.m. saying he's going to be making a post at noon. One time in a Facebook status, my dad admitted to coming close to having 1 or 2 affairs for 10 likes. Could you imagine putting it all out there for like less than 70? And it wasn't even an apology. You know, it was actually a book review for David Letterman. He started saying he saw a lot of himself in Dave, you know, except for the affairs. He only came close 1 or 2 times. I noticed one of my high school teachers commented, "Love the honesty, Bob." I had to mute my dad. From a small town. I'm from Owen Sound. Thank you. And what I'm loving about living in Toronto now is that when you go out, you're anonymous. You know, I feel so free. I was in a McDonald's here the other night, and in stormed this tall woman wearing white assless chaps. She filled some ketchup cups up. She chucked them at the walls. And then she screamed for everyone to leave her the fuck alone. And then she just left. You know, lovely lady. Okay, it was me. But like the deal is in Owen Sound, you just can't pull a stunt like that. You know, you can't live your truth. I don't work at that McDonald's anymore. The other thing I like about Toronto is that like we would never have a shit bucket man. You know? I mean, that wouldn't happen where I'm from. Like then it would just be Todd. You know, like we'd know who's doing it. It'd be like, Jessica, your dad just threw shit on me. You know, and it wouldn't be at a university because we don't have those. It'd be like a Foodland parking lot. And your hygienist would be there. And my mom talked a lot about my dad. My mom, she died before I could ask her pronouns. So it tells you how long it's been. We used to just like watch Seinfeld together. I was too young to be watching that show because I would be just like stressed out the whole time. Like, when is Jerry gonna find the one? Go back and rewatch that show thinking that's the point of the show. It's very stressful. I used to have a crush on George Costanza. Not because he made me laugh, because I thought he was hot. And I never told anybody that until right now. Otherwise, I think I would have gotten help. You know, I think like Jerry would make sense. Kramer, even Elaine, that would all make more sense. But, tell you guys a little bit more about myself. I went to a Justin Bieber concert alone. Thank you. Don't worry, the live audience, they're like, woo! And I can't handle smoking weed. Like, I understand that it just changes your perceptions just like the tiniest bit, but like that little bit is what's keeping me together. You know, and I still sometimes do it because I feel so left out. So I went to my doctor with this and I was like, I can't smoke weed. And she was like, yeah, so then don't. You know, don't smoke pot. It's not a real problem. You know, there's some other things I'm more concerned with, like you have low iron. I've been telling you that for a while. The Delta variant. And if we can just get back to the low-grade changes on your cervix, that would be great. That's right. My doctor thinks that I have HPV. But like, honestly, since I found out, I have felt cooler and more connected with my peers. Right? Because like it implies that I've done it. The bad boy. And I'll be having irregular paths the rest of my life. You know, hello. I don't need a boyfriend. I got my HPV. It's never leaving me. Also, you guys didn't laugh, which is fine because it's okay. It's not just me. Like 1 out of 1 people have HPV. So it's relatable now. In cannabis stores, those are an invasive species. Right? How many did we pass just to get to this staircase leading to this alleyway? Like, bring back our pizzas, you know, and our Starbucks. We need a community. We need to be building cities with a purpose, not just weed stores everywhere. Who's with me? Does everyone here like weed? Does that make you feel good? I'm like a cop. I'm getting scared just talking about it. Like, my brain is tingling. I've never felt worse than on weed. And I'm very cool. I want to be the next Octo Mom. Say it like it's a threat. I'm one of the few people on this planet dating somebody with a Tim Hortons tattoo. So I'm pretty sure he can give me 8 in one go. Also, like a guy with a Tim Hortons tattoo, you get HPV minimum. And I didn't even meet him in Owen Sound, so there you go. Cool. That's my tattoo joke. It's real. I went into this pandemic 25, coming out every single one of my friends getting married. You have a similar experience? Yeah. Anyone else? A lot of weddings. And I don't know. You look like you might be around my age. And they're all having babies. Just like, damn. But I don't know. I have to make this speech for my best friend. She's trying to get married, maybe in October. She's been trying for a year now. So I have to make a speech. And so far, all I have is, hey, remember that time I peed on Phil? Bet you haven't even done that yet. Not much of a story there, other than he helped me into my apartment when I was drunk, and I peed on my best friend's boyfriend. Cool. Really letting it all out to the four of you. This is awesome. We're trauma bonding now. Yeah. Understand it must look like I just came from babysitting. It's because I did. You know, I like babysitting. I do it for the perks. It's like I'm part of a family. But I'm the only one there getting paid. I'm also the only one there that no one loves. Since I babysit so much, I get asked a lot if I'm still in school. Actually, every job I've ever had, people have asked if I'm a student, like cashier, server. I had this one job where I'd go door to door trying to sell water filters. People mostly just try to convince me to go back to school. So seeing as nothing I ever do is good enough for strangers, I did one of those online career evaluation tests, and my top two matches were a crossing guard or a person that estimates the value of logs in sorting yards or other various locations. I don't even feel that strongly about traffic safety, or educated guesses. And I'm pretty sure if I was a crossing guard, people still ask me if I was a student. How much respect do you think a crossing guard gets? Because, I'll do it. And what are the qualifications? Oh, wait, what the fuck am I saying? That's not the joke. Anyways, all I can say is, if I was what does a crossing guard say about me? I think it means that, I'm dumb, but I care. And then, did I tell you I looked up the qualifications to be a log assessor? It says low levels of handling conflicts. What kind of job advertises that you don't have to deal with problems? So just flip that one around. Well, it was a wild ride. Oof. But I went to a school that they advertise on the subway. I'm sure you guys have seen many of those schools. Ooh, private school. It was in a Canadian Tire. I'm a dental assistant now. I can tell you, the only thing more depressing than being a dentist is being their assistant. And I'm on the inside, so I can confirm all a dentist is doing is selling you your own teeth. Well, truth bombs. Anybody? Are you in the dental field? Are you a dentist?
My mom is a hygienist.
Hygienist. See, that's good. You're just cleaning teeth. You're in your own world. Don't be an assistant. Yesterday, I had this patient ask me what my deal was, if I was an apprentice to become a dentist, if I was in school. It's no, I put the bib on, I take it off. Have some respect. You guys ever just hold your pee? It's not because you're busy or because there's no clean toilets around. It's because after you go, then what do you have? I'm deadpan because I have low iron. This is a medical emergency. All right, thank you so much. Bring up Lars. That's it. Thanks, guys.
And a Menzies, everyone. Somebody get her some iron. Wow. No, John, don't ever change. You don't need it. It's working for you. The low iron is definitely working for you. You know what they say? Once you make it in a Jug City in an alley, you can make it anywhere. We do something very special here. Not a lot of comedy clubs do this. We have a 1-to-1 ratio. You basically got your own personal comedian just for you. It's kind of like it's like you've adopted an underprivileged comedian, and you have to take care of them for the rest of your life. So pick and choose who you want. Somebody's got to take Kyle, so we got to figure that out. But your next comedian, I love this guy. I haven't seen him for like a year and a half because I think according to his Facebook, we're on day 587 of these lockdowns. His sketch troupe, Best of Friends, has won at Toronto Sketch Fest, Montreal Sketch Fest. It's hard to say Sketch Fest at some point. Sketch. You guys know what I mean, though, right? You guys got it? Yeah. He's done it all. You can hear him on Sirius XM. He's done all the comedy competitions. You're going to love him. And this is maybe the most Canadian credit I've ever heard on his bio. It actually says, cleanest comedian on Lake Shore right there. Please give it up for the cleanest lake comedian, Mark HALLWORTH, everyone. Yeah.
Make some noise, you fucks. I'm just kidding. Like, immediately swear. Guys, thank you so much for coming to a night like this. It's obviously our awareness. I'm not an idiot. I know you could have done anything with your evening. And the whole point of an evening like this is so that you guys come out and have fun and laugh and maybe meet people. I don't know what's going on. But the point is, we have a blast doing this. And, we've been doing it on Zoom. It's so great to see normal human faces. It's the best. So round of applause for yourselves and everybody you've seen on the show so far. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, man. Oh, Lars Two Kazoos Classington. That's what we call him. Two kazoos. What a party. This guy. He has a pug, two kazoos, and a hat that kind of makes it look like he owns a yacht, but for sure, not really. Yeah. You don't own a yacht, do you, Lars? You don't know a boat. This is the yacht? This is it? Yeah, right on, man. You look like a guy who doesn't own a yacht, but like might have inherited your uncle's canoe. You're like, all right. You still have the hat? You're like, let's party. This is great. Thank you so much for being here. Also, can we get a huge round of applause for Gabe, who looks like me if I made every choice in life correctly? You're the man. You worked in construction. I used to work in construction. You look like the person I should have been. I'm like the darkest timeline version of this guy. Hey, I got an engineering degree too. Did you ever do any of that? Oh, no, you didn't. And yeah. Oh my God, rock on. Well, hey, look at me now. Yeah, engineering degree. Now I'm just a homeless Weird Al impression. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I'll try to do a couple of goofy jokes, and it's so great to just have people to give them to. If you're anything like me, in the pandemic especially, you're just trying to be a happy person. You're just trying. And if you're exactly like me, it's working out. Ba-ba-ba-boom. Is anybody here happy? You're legitimately, yeah, that's cool. Okay, just shaking your head, Jordan. Oh, God. That's totally fine if not. Yeah, you'll be happy enough for the both of you. It doesn't matter, yeah. Obviously, I'm not here to like bully people into being happy. Whatever, go for it. That's totally cool if you're like going through something, or I don't know. If you're like, no, I listen to Simple Plan, or whatever. Like, I don't know. But a gangly idiot like me, of course, I'm going to be happy. So somebody described me one time as human finger guns. That's perfect. My gangly little body, my bones are made out of garden hoses. It's so great. And when I don't know what I think is that if you want to be happy, this is kind of one secret that nobody tells you about. This is the greatest part about being stupid positive all the time. Give it a shot, because positivity bothers everybody. People are very jaded and nobody likes a happy pappy, and they will openly tell you. It's hilarious. I'm still trying to like cheer people up or whatever. I'm flashing thumbs ups and everyone wants me to drown. I'm like, all right. That's cool with me. That's fine. But yeah, that's the first thing you need to know about me. I'm just a hummingbird on Prozac. Just dig it. Yeah, that's the first thing you need to know. The second thing you need to know about a guy like me, and if you're jaded or angry or whatever, that's fine. Here we go. This will even things out. As happy as I am equally as poor. I can give Kyle a run for his money for sure. Don't let the buttons fool you. This is not my shirt. I wanted to look good for the alley. Right? I'm a poor person, and I love it. I think it's really fun being poor because you see things that don't make sense. I don't know. It's magical. You're poor when in your house you've got fruit flies, but no fruit. Like, where the hell are you coming from? I've been pleading with fruit flies, like, please bring fruit. It's in your name. I didn't even understand. You guys are Canadian too, right? This is how I figured out I was poor. I did my lovely Canadian taxes like a good guy. And I calculated that apparently I've been living at $3,000 a year below the poverty line. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Which is crazy, but I'm happy and I'm surviving. And I'm not going to lie to you, to be honest, I can't believe it gets better than this. You kidding me? What are you guys spending your money on? That's crazy. And I'm like, man, if I buckle down and work really hard, one day I might even make it to poverty. Like, that's my dream now. Next time I'm at Comedy Alley, I'll be like, you get a tuna can, landscaper, you get a tuna can, everybody. It's going to be great. That's the dream. Can you imagine leaving a Walmart having paid for everything? Anyway, I'm getting carried away. But let's review. I'm a happy guy, and I'm a poor person, and the third thing you should know about a guy like me, and I'm so sorry, this is bad news for all of you, I'm so sorry, but the third thing you need to know about me, this is my voice. Ta-da! I'm sorry. A lot of people legitimately think I'm faking this squawky voice. I don't know why I would pick this. This is so shrill. I sound like a harmonica complained. Like, that's me. Like bees in a paper bag or something. I hear it. I didn't even understand that I was poor. That I have a shrill voice either. My friend pointed this out. This is such a mean thing to say. He was like, nah, man, you got a shrill voice, Mark. Okay, I hate to be the guy that tells you this, Mark, but you sound like if a seal got repeatedly punched in the throat. Which is a crazy thing to say to somebody. It was horrible. But the worst part was that my legit comeback was to go, no. Very staccato. Damn it. So that's me. But I'm cool with it. Whatever. While I'm on stage tonight, there's just a fine line between, hi, I'm Mark, and it's all good. It's all the same. I obviously just want, this is probably why I do comedy. I just want everybody to be happy. Like, my dream is to be as happy as this guy on my street, this old Italian crossing guard named George, who is a total party, and he gets you across the street by moonwalking. He's the best. Imagine if Super Mario did like MDMA or something. That's George. If he was always like, it's a me on LSD or something. Like, he's the best. And I don't get it. Like, his standard for his life is so low. Like, dream big, George. I don't know. One morning I was like, how you doing, George? And he said, buddy, I woke up this morning. That's good enough for me. Like, is anyone else surprised? Like, he was legitimately shocked. He woke up. Like, what is this guy's life? Can you believe it, Mark? Nobody put an exhaust pipe in my mouth? Like, Jesus Christ. Every day. And one time he was like, if I open my eyes too, oh, that's a bonus. And like, man, okay. Like, he's right. I totally take for granted that most mornings the mafia hasn't stapled my eyes shut. Like, oh my God. I should try to be a cheerful guy, right? That's why I'm trying to be as happy as that guy. I should be like, nobody cut off my thumbs? Oh my God, hey, who's taking you for Haagen-Dazs? This guy. Like, I should be a happier dude. If you want to hear a jaded story, like, obviously, like, I'm a normal person. I've been upset. Well, actually, I don't even know. So I try to be a happy guy regardless of how sad the situation should definitely be. For example, my birthday is December 26th. Ugh. Right? Day after Christmas. I came half price. I don't know. But does anybody have a birthday that's close to the holidays? Has anyone talked about combo gifts? You're grateful to get anything, obviously, on your birthday and Christmas or whatever. But when you have that situation, you get combo gifts that combine birthday, Christmas, and disappointment. It's all in there. And I don't know. I still loved it. When I was 9, this is my favorite combo gift that I ever got. It said from all of us. I don't know. My whole family, I guess. Mom, Dad, everybody pooled together to get little 9-year-old me a towel. Which is insane. That's crazy. And I loved it. Whatever. It was orange. Cool. Good enough for a towel. Because you have to remember, like, I'm sure there's some other kid out there that's like, oh, man, I wish I got a towel. Lucky Mark. You got a towel? I just got a face cloth. I just got a Kleenex. Like, you know what I mean? And then me at 9, I was probably like, what am I getting next year? A loofah? Yeah. Like, so, yeah, there's always a silver lining, even if the situation should be sad. Who knows? I don't know. Even when I was 9, I was probably like, buddy, a towel. Now I have something to dry the tears. Like, that's probably, is that too sad? Okay, I'm sorry. Thanks for hanging out, man. Okay, here's a lot of people are like, too happy. Take it easy, Mark. Jesus. Okay, but here's something. As happy a guy as I am sorry to say that, oh God, nothing makes me laugh harder than the sound of somebody giving up. You know what I mean? Like, sorry. That exasperation. My God, man, that sound, just drizzle that on everything like Frank's Red Hot. That is so funny. I love it. I was on the subway one time. We were stuck in between 2 stations, and nobody knew what the problem was, really. And then the announcement came on, and this poor voice is like, attention passengers. We appear to have a problem on the tracks, I guess. Yeah, this train will. That was it. Is that the funniest sound you've ever heard? It was the best. And the greatest part, he never came back to finish that announcement, man. That fucking guy's gone. I was like, I think I just heard a man's soul leave his body. That's the sound. God damn it, that's so great. So obviously I want people to be happy, clearly, but give up as well. Because, oh my God, that sound. Imagine being up on a plane and the guy's like, yeah, I'm flying at 30,000 feet and what's the point? You're like, Jesus Christ, let the plane. I wanted to say 2 more things out of me. I wanted to include this little thing. I wasn't going to tell this story until you talked about construction and landscaping and stuff. I used to, because you do it here in Ontario, I guess, or whatever. So I grew up in Alberta, and I used to work on construction sites. And one sign that I miss is a sign that tells you to slow down or whatever. I haven't seen this out here in Ontario. I used to see a sign every day at work. It's like a picture of like a little kid, and in big letters it says, please slow down. My dad works here. You've seen this sign? Jesus, they have them in Ontario? Oh, baby, these are great. That is so sad. As if that's the only thing stopping me, first of all, from like mowing down these poor blue-collar Gabes over here. Like, I was going to make an orphan out of you, kid. Okay, good thing there's a sign. That is crazy. And do they have other versions? Okay, because in Alberta we had like, please slow down. My dad works here. My grandpa works here. And do they have these? Oh, yeah? Man, my mom works here. The best sign for sure. One time I went to work and it said, please slow down. My grandma works here. So I was like, your fucking grandma's a badass, really? I want to meet this 75-year-old woman on the construction site who's like jackhammering and whistling at chicks. Like, what the hell? What a cool grandma. Eating glass out of a bucket. Like, fucking rude. I love this lady. Okay, that's great to hear that they're in Ontario. I hope they make like a million signs. How great would it be to see like other versions, like a sign where it's like, please slow down. Honestly, my entire family works here. And the photo of the whole crew is like one Portuguese family. Everyone's like, hey! Everyone's related. That'd be the best. Or they show a sign and it's like a kid and he's already covered in like tattoos and smokes and stuff. And in big letters, it's like, please slow down. The dude who's banging my mom works here. Like, geez. Okay, that sign. That hit some people hard. Okay, I'm sorry. There's only 4 of us here and 2 of you were like, wait, my mom really liked Gordon. I'm sorry. The last thing I want to talk about is I'm so grateful that you guys are here and that I get to do a thing like this. I never used to do this. I used to work on the construction site. And then for 4 years, I used to work as a tour guide on those double-decker buses downtown Toronto. Have you ever done this tour? You're kind of nodding. You've seen these buses, though? Buddy, do the tour and know that 90% of what you're hearing is made up. Like, nobody's fucking paying attention, I guess. I don't know. One time we came out from under a bridge at, like, Simcoe Street, and I just went, there's the sun, everybody. The sun was invented in Toronto in 1943. I just went off, and nobody seemed to mind. Everybody's, like, nodding. One guy stood up to take photos of the sun. I was like, you're barely listening. You should already know the sun. Come on, man. That's crazy. Where are you from? But what I learned, and I got, there's finance as a landscaper and Cam H, you said, or something, social work or something? Yeah. Okay, whatever your job is, man, just, I think, you can screw around and have a lot of fun because I don't think anyone's really paying attention. Go ahead and have fun. Yeah, the finance person's not. Yeah, right? Have fun, man. Nobody cares. In 4 years of tour guiding, I somehow only got 1 complaint, which is bonkers. People should have been complaining nonstop. because I was like, that job was driving me insane, and I would snap at people like I was Chef Ramsay. It's so inappropriate. One time, a kid was running up and down the aisle with a plastic fork, and everybody was pissed. He's like stabbing people. And when his dad went, "Does little Sebastian need containing?" I went, "Yeah, he does need containing in a body bag." And everybody all of us applauded. Like, that is so inappropriate. Oh my God. One time, you guys are drinking beer. I was so drunk at work that while giving a tour, I threw up off the bus, off the side of a double-decker bus. Can you imagine I tried to like incorporate that into the city of Toronto? We're just approaching the intersection of Spadina and Bloor. Okay, perfect. Like, that's disgusting. One time a bus caught fire. People still aren't complaining. And one time I booted a crackhead out of the back of a bus. There's, these old British buses, there's no door, so anybody could just jump in, and it was terrifying. This crackhead's like, "Me!" Like, and you know me so far, right? I try to be a nice guy. I don't know where this came from that I was like, "Not today!" Boom! And people were fucking flying out the back. And a family from Indiana cheered. Like, it was the coolest day of my life. So clearly, yeah, people should have been complaining, but no, man, I only got this one complaint. And strap yourselves in, guys. Here it comes. Somebody phoned in and they went, "I did the tour with Mark, and he spoke about drugs for 55 straight minutes." And even worse, if you can believe it, oh my God, drugs and the gays. Jeepers creepers, whatever. That was the legit complaint from the Real Housewives of Bigotry or something. Now, the four of us guys, are you with me? Make some noise if you're like me and you think, wait a minute, a nonstop tour celebrating drugs and gay culture would clearly be an amazing tour. Round of applause if you think that should be the tour. What a party, yeah. Nonstop drugs and gays, that'll be the best. Nonstop stiffies and spliffies, yeah. Like, what a party. That's so marketable. There's clearly no way I did that, first of all. I have to let people off the bus and stuff. You're telling me people were like, "You passed my hotel." I'm like, "Your hotel's just a concept, bro." Like, are you crazy? So that's what I meant. Yeah, have fun at your job, whatever it is. There's no way. I should have had way more fun. If that's the tour you thought I was giving or something, I should have said way crazier stuff. People are like, "The Royal Ontario Museum, the ROM, is this a good place?" I'm like, "It's a good place to suck a dick." Like, something say the ROM, more like the rim. Am I right? Okay. Guys, you guys are the greatest. That's why I'm the cleanest comedian on the lakeshore, because of that suck a dick joke. So you guys are the greatest. Thanks so much. And make some noise for Lawrence and everybody that puts this show together here in the alley. You're the man, buddy. Thanks so much. Really make some noise for Luna the Pug, because that's really where the work is.
Mark HALLWORTH, everyone. Yeah. All right. Well, JG, M&M, did we do it? Greatest night you ever had in an alley? Yes. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. That was really what tonight was 4 people and another 4 people making a pact. We committed to something and we followed through, and that's what life. Now you're gonna go home and be like, "You know what? I'm glad we did that. That was a fun night. We could have all said fuck it 2 hours ago. It's raining." And what I'm gonna tell you right now is we have. I'm gonna go grab it right here. I promise we're gonna just over deliver the fuck out of this show. And so we have the prize section right here, ladies and gentlemen. We have first, this is the consolation prize right here. This is an official Laughing Vikings t-shirt. It's a double XL so that you can use it as pajamas or a nightie. Or you can hit the gym and grow into it if you want here. So how we're going to do this, we're going to turn this briefly from Comedy Alley into Casino Alley. We're going to play a game of Chance here. We have an official comedy dice here. This is the official comedy dice. It has been inspected by Deloitte & Touche. It was perfect to specifications. Now, Gabriel, you're going to be number 1. Jordana, number 2. M&M, you're going to be 3. And number 4. And if it's 5 or 6, nobody wins and everyone goes home a loser. No, if you're 5, if it's 5, it's the 2 of you, and then you can split it. You can cut it in half. And if it's 6, the 2 of you can split it as well. So here we go. We need a little drum roll, please, here. Let's do this. Little drum roll. Here we go. It is a 3. You are the winner friends. If you want, you can share it with your sister. You can cut it in half if you like. You're good to go. And now the grand prize. This is one of the other official instruments of comedy. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an official rubber fart machine, aka the whoopee cushion right here. There it is. I startled you. You were like, wow, we're really doing this right here. Yeah, there it is. Last night I got corrected as well. I gave one of these out and I got corrected. I was like, a young woman, I'm sure very strong feminist and empowered, said to me, you know what? You don't know that that's a fart machine. That could be a queef machine. And I stand corrected. I stand corrected. So we're going to do it one more time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to win a queef machine. All right. Oh, wow. That's never happened before. It's landed on the edge. We got to do a re-roll. There's a re-roll. It wasn't official. Number 1, Gabriel. Dreams come true, my man. Dreams come true. Wow. All day tomorrow. I hope you don't have seat cushions at home. Every time you sit down, you're going to be like, Gabriel, that was 9 years ago. I want a divorce. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do this every Friday and Saturday here at the Alley. Thank you for being a part of it. Tell all your friends. Have a good night. We'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. Did it. Thank you guys. Yeah, it's always great. Thanks for being troopers. Maybe I'll bust it all at the end if you guys have empty sets.
Okay. Great.
Keep going, John or Gabriel.
Wicked show, guys.
Thank you. Yeah.
You don't like that model?
Okay. Now you're
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Follow Laughing Vikings too.
Everybody knows the real thing. I'll swing tracks to the man. Listen, Jack Dennis is just my friend. He's a poet and always been. He's a heartbreaker. Pretty young waitress knows about me. Give him a smile off of his game. He's a love maker. He's a hard swing traveling man. He's a hard swing traveling man. Hard bop, beat bop, confirmation, red top, hard swing traveling man. East Coast, old school, anything but jazz, hard swing traveling man. England, Cuba, and Japan, played his own in every land. Heartbreaker. Got a lover everywhere, so make him welcome when he's there. Love maker. He's a hard swing traveling man.
We group stuff for your birthday.